tomorrow.
Make sure
Mic
you got
check,
it.
mic check.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3 4.
Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3.
Mic check.
My check, my check. Loud and proud.
Mic check.
We'll let some more people trickle in, and then it is week 8 recap show time, ladies and gentlemen. And what a week it was.
Boy, was it.
We'll let some more people trickle in, and we're going to get this baby rolling. Uh-oh.
Mic check 1 2.
There we go. Good shot.
And we're going to get this baby rolling.
Go down, sit down. There you go, shit.
Oh, we got something.
If you ain't already hit the share button, what else you got better to do tonight besides listening to Under the Lights and hit the share button for our Playboy here?
That's right.
And while you hit the share button, go ahead and hit the like button for another Playboy here.
That's right.
It's so easy to hit the like and share, and we get this baby on the roll.
Great night of football, guys. Great night of football.
Ready, fellas?
Let's roll.
Whenever you're ready, buddy, let's go.
Get those likes rolling in. Get those likes rolling in. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Week 8 high school football has just finished in the state of Louisiana. But before we go there, we are broadcasting live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts in Opelousas, Louisiana. Here's your panel from my far right, all the way across. Here we go.
Donald Young.
Gary Swallow.
Holding lead.
And my name is Jordan Taylor. Alongside us, also in the crowd, Espen Taylor, Holly Revere, and Miss Cookie.
The beautiful Miss Cookie. Save her for last.
I see all the comments. It is getting loaded in the comments,
Look
Gary.
at that, man.
Yeah,
Look at
buddy, I
that.
like that.
You got a lot of happy people in the state of Louisiana right now.
You're right.
Yeah, look at these Brazil people
Yeah,
and
that's
warriors.
Warriors and Kinder and everybody saying Raiders are in the house. Man, we got a lot of Bearcats. I see some Bearcats there.
Alrighty. Hey, before we go any further, I want to send a special prayer, and he's in our thoughts, the quarterback from Karen Crow tonight. He's in our prayers, and we hope for a speedy recovery.
Right. It looked like it was a leg injury, and I'm sure we don't want to speculate on anything more, but they'll know, let everybody know what's going on. But he's in our prayers because we don't like seeing athletes get hurt, especially good athletes like that.
Sir. Donald,
You know,
Gary, Holden, initial thoughts of week 8, what you just seen on this paper.
explosive. You know, you think that they won't be putting up points this late in the season, but man, the offenses are rolling. Yes, they are.
Holden?
Some upsets this week.
Yeah, you're right.
Gary?
Man, great games. Lot of scoring. A lot of scoring across the board. You have a couple of 60 points and a lot of 40 points and above. It's
Yep.
so it's great. I mean, just a lot of offense.
All right, we have games to discuss. We have games of the night, upsets, helmet stickers, and a look into week 9. So we will go through our scores right now. At any point we want to discuss a game, just stop me, jump right in, give your thoughts, and we will go forward. Here we go. Let's start off with Avoyelles in Marksville. Avoyelles bounces back this week in big fashion. Last week almost pulled off the win at Manny. This week no problems as they roll on the road against Marksville 50-18.
Right.
Expecting it though.
Yeah,
They had a chip on their shoulders after that game against Manny, and they just rolled today.
Yep.
Yeah.
about Holly's lock of the week? She picked the Basile Bearcats, and who would go against Holly when she's picking Basile, correct?
I'm
You're
telling
right.
5-2
She got
now, huh?
it.
Holly is 5-2 on lock of the weeks in this season. Congratulations to Holly on her lock of the week. But how about the Basile Bearcats on Thursday night? Went down to Maryville and put it on them, 42-14. Congratulations to the team, to the coaching staff, and that entire
Right.
fan base. We love you, Basile. Congratulations.
Great job.
Some homeschool football from Thursday night. Acadiana Christian en route, 52-6 over the Louisiana Kings. They keep winning over there.
Right.
They defend their home turf.
They sure do.
Next game here was Catholic of Poincapie and Westminster. Vinny coming back to his hometown to take on a team he used to be athletic director at, and Coach Blaze would have a tough task here with a very physical football team coming in. And the final score was 44-14. The Hornets get back on track this week. Donald, you was at the game. I watched it live, and it just seemed like the trenches, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think it's a sweet and sour victory.
Yeah.
Coming back home, Coach, well, you don't expect nothing less from Coach Vinny.
Right.
You know, he's an awesome guy. You know, you don't expect nothing less.
Right. And you got to give it. I mean, Westminster's making strides. They're improving every year.
Yes.
And
yes,
you know, they just hit a team that's used to winning and that has a good winning tradition. And you know, Poincapie's tough to beat.
Like Coach Vinny told me. He told me when I was talking to him Tuesday afternoon. He said, Donald, he said, I know how to win, but our team, they need to know how to win again. And by gosh, they showed us. They showed us Thursday night. They got back on the winning streak.
Here we go. Next matchup, it will be winless Jeanerette against 2-4 Delcom. Delcom, big win early in the season. Could they win again at home? They could. Delcom, 36, Jeanerette 16. How about that matchup there?
Go ahead, Delcom.
Okay. Congratulations to Delcom. Great job.
Another team looking for their first win of the season would be New Iberia taking on Como, and this game was on upset alert all night. Holden, we watched this game and the score in the bleachers, and we were conflicted because Como and New Iberia were going back and forth all night.
Yep.
And at the end, somehow, Como hangs on at their home turf 30-28. How about that finish?
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. They were trying to play to get back to 500. You know, now they're going to be 4-4. And New Iberia, for some reason, man, they just keep
get over
falling
the
up
hump.
a little short. I never thought I'd see this, but they're going to be 0-8, Jordan. 0-8.
Whew. How about your next matchup?
Hey, Miss Mindy.
How about
Sorry.
Your next matchup, Gary. It is homecoming night at Yellow Jacket Stadium. Home of Kinder. And ladies and gentlemen, DeQuincy coming into town. They put the smacking it down on Oakdale a few weeks ago.
Right.
They coming into town licking their chops. And Kinder Yellow Jacket says, not so fast, my friend. It is our homecoming night. The Yellow Jackets would not be denied. Congratulations to the Kinder Yellow Jackets tonight on a 42-20 win over DeQuincy.
It was just I didn't see this coming. I thought DeQuincy had the rhythm going. They had the momentum, and I thought they were going to go in there and do it. But you know what? That's why they play the game. And
Yep.
Kinder did an awesome job.
No, we haven't done it yet, Ethan. We're coming to it.
Congratulations.
Your next matchup, it would be Kaplan and Crowley. A battle of 2-5 teams trying to get their third win of the year. If you're Kaplan, you're trying to get into the playoffs. If you're Crowley, you're just trying to get a win at home.
Right.
And it would be Kaplan going on the road, winning this one big, 33-13. How about them Pirates?
Mm-hmm.
They did what they had to do. They came into town and they flexed their muscles.
You talking about a team that is clicking late in the season. They got into district play, and the Screaming Eagles are starting to roll.
Mm-hmm.
The Screaming Eagles take out Centerville tonight, 45-8.
They was screaming tonight.
They were
Oh,
screaming,
yeah.
my friend.
Yes, sir.
They were.
But this next game, Jennings and Lake Charles College Prep was Thursday night football, and HEN not enough to take down this talented Lake Charles College Prep football team. Lake Charles College Prep hangs 60 on Jennings. Final score, the Trailblazers win 60-35.
That was, seems like Jennings just can't, they're scoring, but they just can't stop their opponents, man. So that's sad because Jennings got a good tradition over there.
Hey, the same Jennings team played in the state championship a couple years ago.
Right, exactly.
Next game up, it would be a classic rivalry. Two teams that just don't like each other.
You're right.
Sulphur and Barb. Something's got to give when these 2, 3, and 4 teams meet on the gridiron. Who would want it more, and how much bad blood would spill? And it would be Sulphur on the road. Close win tonight, 35-31. Keep an eye out later on in the night. Potential game of the night honor. But how about Sulphur getting it done on the road?
That was a close game.
You like Sulphur, Holden?
Yup.
They must have did something to slow down the receiver a little bit.
Yeah. They sure are a good look. That's a good. Well, now they're actually 500. Now they're 4-4.
Right.
It's a good little team right there, y'all.
Sulphur could sneak into the 5A playoffs. Keep an eye out for them.
You're right.
This next matchup, it shut me and Holden up. Battle of 3 and 4s. Tioga would come into Bobcat country, and Eunice would get it done at home, 28-7 over Tioga. Did you see that score coming?
I didn't see
Yes.
it coming at all. I picked Eunice, but I thought it was going to be a lot closer than that.
Yeah.
It's just you got to play the game, and Eunice was clicking.
Your next game would be 3 and 4 Northwest at 4 and 3 Mamu. Mamu could give this team trouble. The Raiders came in hungry for a win tonight, and they would not be denied. Northwest Donald 48, Mamu 22. Congratulations to the Raiders.
Right.
Yep. They clicking at the right time. Northwest, that is.
It's a good bounce back win at the last.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. They needed that win, Holden.
They
Yeah.
needed it bad.
They're gonna have to get a few
Yeah,
more.
you look
Playoffs
at it.
are right around the corner.
You look at
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
they're right on the bubble, Donald.
Yeah.
They might have to win out to get in, or they might have to win one more.
Well,
at least.
They might have to win one more or win out to just get in. Is the way these power rankings work.
Yeah.
Who do you got left, Jordan?
They got Iota week 10,
Ooh.
and I think they got Northwest got Ville Platte maybe,
I'm not sure.
or so. Do y'all have Ville Platte next week? And they're on COVID
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
so who knows?
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
I know they got
It
Iota
says
week.
Iota.
It's gonna come down
Yeah.
to that game.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna probably be. That's gonna probably
You
be
know,
the district
last year it
championship.
came down to that game too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it will be.
They took Iota on a 2-day
and
notice
Ville
last year
Wow.
for a chance to get into the playoffs.
Right.
Man, 2 days.
They get them on a fresh 7 days this year.
Mhm.
That's it. That's not a game.
Iota week 9, Ville Platte week 10.
Something to that.
Okay. Here we go. Next matchup would be Oberlin and East Beauregard. Holden, let me tell you something. After I done seen Oberlin play the last 2 weeks, this could set up a dandy of a matchup on week 10 with Basile, because Oberlin's starting to hit their stride.
Come on,
Remember the
East
first game of the
Beauregard.
year? They lost to somebody bad, and we were like, man, that's not Oberlin. No, didn't they start off like 0-2 or 0-3? And
I
then
think so, yeah.
they've been on a roll right
It
now.
could
Yeah.
set up a
Yeah.
huge matchup week 10. We should have a good crowd for that one on Thursday
Right.
Night
I
Football.
wish I was in town because I would definitely come.
That score was 63-40. Oberlin beats
East Boat.
East Bow tonight. Mr. Jake, what's going on? who was on the phone with Mr. Jake on
Yeah.
the way here,
Yeah.
Gary.
Yeah.
You want some points scored? You got it in this next game. Because the Wrecking Rams and the Fear to Veer is alive and well. They hit district play, and they are hitting their stride. They are getting in playoff gear. Final score, Sam Houston 14, Acadiana 76.
Cool.
They hung 76 on them,
76.
Donald.
76. That's a basketball score.
They are getting ready for the playoffs.
Oh,
And
they're rolling. They're
they
rolling.
could make a little
Yeah.
quarterfinal push here, and we're gonna see.
Yeah.
I
we're
think
gonna-
they can.
We're gonna see where they go.
I
If
mean,
they can go further than that, the way
yeah.
the seeds fall.
Acadiana's machine. Acadiana replaced a lot of players this year, and they're starting to gel. And you know the fact that they played a tough schedule at the beginning, and they have a couple of losses. I think that only made them stronger. And I'm gonna tell you, I would not want to play Acadiana in the playoffs.
Not this time of the year.
No. Heck, I don't want to play them during district. It's crazy. But Fear the Veer.
Yes, sir. Next game up, bad blood between Welsh and Lake Arthur. You've seen it on social media all week. Both teams wanted this game bad, but at the end, the
Wow.
Welsh Greyhounds go on the road, and they look like their offense could not be stopped tonight. Welsh gets their 5th win of the season, improving to 5-3, winning 49-7. So the Greyhounds
Right.
go down and beat Lake Arthur tonight.
That was, I didn't see that big a point spread. I thought it was going to be closer, but I did think Welsh was going to win. But man, they won by 42 points, Jordan. They put up
I was
some
I
points.
was expecting that.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
Welsh was the better team.
Right.
I just thought the rivalry would make it a close game.
Correct. We was wrong.
But you want to know, we was starting to get a little scared at halftime when we seen this score, right, Holden?
Which
Yeah.
one? Yep.
Loreuville and West St. Mary was like 7-6 at halftime.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we get a final score, and Loreuville wins 34-12 over West St. Mary. Loreuville stays perfect on the season, and they set up a huge matchup next week. We'll let you know who they play next week.
Right.
Here we go. Next match up. Notre Dame Pios against the Catholic of New Iberia. Notre Dame blanks Catholic of New Iberia tonight, 41-0. Pios trying to get ready for playoff form also.
Right. I mean, in that district, I mean, you got LCA, and then you got
Pope Ed.
Welsh.
Notre Dame, Welsh. I mean, goodness, you know, it's so tight, you know. I think it's, but I saw this coming. Nobody's going to stop Notre Dame but themselves right now.
Mr. Donald, is it safe to say now that 8 weeks have come and gone? Is it safe to say now that Cecilia is your district champs?
Close to it.
I want to say no. I don't think because you don't know what team will show up in Bosheng. You know, you still got Bosheng out there.
Well, they beat Beauchesne last week.
Okay, then we have
They got Livonia next
Livonia
week.
next week.
yeah.
That may be
Boy,
the
change your
Pretty
mind.
much.
That pretty much
changed
it.
my mind right there, Holden. Holden and Jordan.
they-
I think we can, bro.
That's
Yeah.
district
I
champs.
think
You
Cecilia.
know, I think with this
With
win
this one.
tonight, yeah.
Finals.
Then I plays Brobridge already, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they got,
They
like you
beat
said,
Brobridge.
Livonia.
They beat Beauchesne and OHS.
Yeah,
They locked it on.
they pretty much did. I think so.
Final score: Cecilia beats OHS tonight, 23-0. That one was 14-0 at halftime. Have you heard anything? Could the offense not get it going?
She didn't pick up the phone after that. My sister. I don't know what happened.
It almost seems like y'all defense kind of played good. though.
It was back and forth for a minute, and she stopped picking up the phone. So my reporting for my sister Felicia went down.
It sounds like
But-
like the defense might have been on the field half the
That's
night.
a lot. Yeah,
long,
too long.
long.
Right.
But only
And
giving
we're-
up 23, that's not bad though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not bad against a team like Cecilia. Yeah.
Well, you see, you got that district right there. You know, like Coach Jimmy Zachary and I was talking earlier this week. He knew all you had to do is win one more game to get in. You know,
You're
to
done.
get in
The
high.
second place, it's up in the air between y'all and the bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
You're right,
speaking of Brobridge, Donald,
Mm-hmm.
They are on a roll right now.
Yeah, boy,
They
you're
scored-
right.
They peaking at the right time.
they
Holy.
scored 60 last week. They scored 40 this week. Brobridge shut out Beauchamp's high-powered offense that we've been hearing about tonight. 40-0.
That's a
Damn.
shot.
That's
That
a
was-
statement win.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's a statement of the night win right there.
So, to me, second place is going to be between Brobridge.
That makes your
Yeah.
jaw drop when
Yeah.
you see a score
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost
Well,
like
make one
it's
say
almost
like,
like
whoa,
Beauchamp's playing
you know?
bad ball at the worst time right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your next
Is
matchup,
that 3 in a row they dropped? I know it's 2 for sure.
two.
Well, yeah, there was two. Yeah,
They
two
lost
in
to
a row.
Grant earlier in the year.
Okay.
Your next matchup would be Pine Prairie and Iota, a battle in 3A district foes here. And unfortunately, Pine Prairie has dropped their 4th straight loss tonight. After starting out 4-0.
I mean, what's wrong with them, John?
They just running into a gauntlet right
Yeah.
now.
yeah.
It's not that. I think
Are they good guys?
Pine Prairie is
Pine
good.
Prairie is
Yeah.
good,
It's a
but
good
you know
football
what?
team.
But you know what it is though.
They're
It's just their lack of size, and I
Right.
think the teams that they've placed,
Yeah.
that they've played,
Yeah.
is what's hurting them because it's attacking their weakness, which I think that's the only thing they against a spread team. I like Pine Prairie,
Hell, they're explosive as hell.
Right.
but I think with a hard running team, that's where
Yeah.
they show their
Their
you know,
line,
their
their
heart.
line is not as stout as a lot of their opponents. And
But
that's
you still
the
put
last
up
few games.
you still put up
Yeah.
28 points on Iota. So
Yeah. That's what you got to look at. They're
Yeah.
still scoring.
Right.
Yeah, their offense is no question explosive. Can their defense get turned around the rest of the way? That would be the question mark to watch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a final 28-41 Iota gets their 5th win of the season. Your next matchup would be Southside and Lafayette playing. It would be senior night in the Lions' Den. And
The Sharks, they bit them.
the Sharks sure did beat them. That's a
They
good
bit 'em.
statement there.
The Sharks bit them.
Sharks win 35-16. Who said the Veer is dead? Or the Wing T's dead?
I didn't say
I didn't
that.
say that. I picked them.
Wing T alive and well tonight as the Sharks go on the road and win.
I like that 5-8.
About a couple quick scores here. ULAB stays perfect on the year, beating Parkview Baptist 43-0, and Zachary hangs on to beat Scotlandville by 12. I got that wrong. By 16, 48-32, and they stay perfect on the year.
Right.
And one more staying perfect on the year would be Catholic of Baton Rouge in route over Sentimont 53-7. Three
Oh,
teams
yeah.
right there.
Those teams right there are going to make
Gonna
runs.
make 8-0 in potential
Right.
state championship
Yeah.
runs.
I was about to say you're looking at probably 3 state champions right there.
Right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
It's
Most
very,
definitely.
it's very, very well could be. Yep.
Yeah.
And your next matchup would be a dandy of a matchup, ladies and gentlemen. You had Westlake's homecoming night, and they brought the whole town and everybody else to this one. Iowa bringing in their perfect record of 7-0. They would have to crawl and claw
Scratch
and
everything.
scratch for every inch in this game because Westlake did not make it easy for them.
Well, no.
Final score, Iowa. This is the first time this year they have not scored 40 points.
Correct. Correct.
But 31 still a high number. Iowa
Yeah.
31, Westlake 28.
But Jordy, it's just like okay with Edna Carr,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate using this as a an example because the teams are obviously a lot better. But it's like Edna Carr with Warren Easton. They only beat them by 2. Iowa only won this game by 3.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that they just had played a very energetic crowd, homecoming. Westlake, I mean, they 6-1.
I hear it's a rivalry game.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't. People gonna say, you know, it should have been more, but the fact of the matter is, sometimes it's not like that every week.
And
but
you gotta
they still won.
You gotta think about this. These two teams are gonna make the playoffs,
Oh yeah, without a
and
doubt.
they're
100%.
gonna make a run, both of them. And
Yeah.
so look out. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Who Grand Lake played? Didn't they play Black Zero?
It will
And they
be.
play Gaydon.
It'll be a close watch game.
St. Aug and Rummel. It just doesn't get better than hearing these two teams on paper
right.
and whenever they meet in football. But this year, it would be Archbishop Rummel that would get the job done. Rummel takes down St. Aug tonight, 24-14, ladies and gentlemen.
And you want to talk about a rivalry, man? These two teams play all the time. And that's a big rival. So
Yeah, Nick.
good to see Rommel. I picked Rommel. I thought it was going to be a close game, and it was.
Yeah, I pick one more too.
You want to know what game was not close?
Yeah, the next couple.
The next game just proves without a doubt how good Calvary Baptist is in Division 4, ladies and
I want to see
gentlemen.
that kid's stats at quarterback.
Right.
49-7
Oh,
at
Haynesville. At Haynesville.
Haynesville.
49ers.
Jesus, Louises.
That's right.
Who's going to slow this team down is what I'm waiting to see.
You know,
Mark them down.
Yeah.
Hosting the title.
Oh, yeah. I think they're
COVID's the only thing that's going to
Yeah.
hold them back.
You got the
Clear shot.
You got the Wichita Christians of the world that could, and you got a couple other teams in the Division 4, but it's going to be exciting football in that bracket.
Yeah. Who's going to beat them? I have no idea.
Next match up, you want another route? You got it.
Talk to me. Talk to
Here you go,
me.
Nick.
The Trojans of Sacred Heart of Ville Platte. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on board. We just jumped on the bandwagon and we are on the train because the Trojans, 3 straight weeks of blowout wins
Are they
over
for real?
quality
Are they for real?
opponents.
They are for real.
They
For real.
are for real. Nick, congratulations. That's all I can say. I doubted y'all and I shouldn't have. Sacred Heart, you got a big game next week. Game of the week honors in the whole state of Louisiana. Next week
Where's it at?
Sacred Heart. You think that place is gonna be rocking?
Bruh, I hope I'm in town because I
Right.
hope I can come to that game.
Yeah.
But congratulations, Trojans. You got a district championship next week with OC. We can't wait to hear about that one.
Nick,
Right.
how did Blake do, the running back? Just type it in the comments.
Hmm. Here we go. Next game up: Donaldsonville and Patterson. But who is? It just slips sometimes.
What you say?
That's what I said a while ago.
Luis's?
Luis's.
Jesus Luis's.
I said Luis's. Donaldsonville and Patterson both have 2 losses on the
Good
season,
game, Manuel.
and it ended up being a good game. But Patterson at home, the Lumberjackets, correct, Donald?
Yes.
The Lumberjackets finally get that signature win at home
Finally.
against Donaldsonville tonight,
Tell you what,
32-26.
Donaldsonville has had an easy schedule because that's twice they burned me. And I think
Yeah.
Troy.
Because I picked them this
Troy
week. And,
Yeah.
made a comment in the comments saying that they've had a fair, easy schedule. That's why their record's good. So, gives me an idea.
Abbeville, I am a believer. Gary,
I believe I thought that Arabia was going to give them a hard time and come out at the end, but they proved me wrong.
Holden, you believe in this Abbeville team?
Yeah, they're
They're the real deal.
really, what is it? 2A, 3A,
That is 3A.
3A.
3A. Man, but
Donald,
they the real deal. But
Yes,
damn,
they
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 putting
are.
up some points.
Yes, they are.
they
I
the real
believe
deal.
in them.
But I tell you what, they're in the toughest division right now, 3A.
Rayville comes into town trying to spoil the party against
Thank them.
Abbeville. And
the
ladies
right
and gentlemen, it would not even be close tonight. Abbeville rolls at home 54-6.
It's not a bad team. That's a good
no,
team they
it's not.
beat.
No, it's
Our
a good
friends,
team.
our friends from that area that
Uh-huh.
takes the pictures and video,
Uh-huh.
we want to say go follow their Facebook page, Touched by Grace Photography and Videography.
See what they said.
They're in the chat right now. Go follow them on Facebook. Do great work with those 4 teams from that area.
Like that one touchdown. You had about 150 yards.
Next game, Homer and Union Parish. Donald,
Homer and Union Parish.
It was the Trey Holly show tonight at
Come
Union
on.
Parish.
You're right.
This kid will break the all-time rushing record in the state of Louisiana owned by Nick Brossette before he's done. Only a junior.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He's going to break the record. It was the Union Parish show tonight. Final score 55-28.
Don, thank you
Oh
for the
my
mention.
God.
No problem, bud.
Said, talk to him again, bro.
What you got? What you need?
I was talking to Holden.
Oh, okay.
What you say, Holden?
The comment said,
Yeah,
thank you
he's
for the
replying
mention.
again. Yeah.
Your next game, it will be ERAF and St. Martinville. Good football here because ERAF was on a 6-game win streak. St. Martinville, it's hard to beat the Ville at home.
Mm-hmm.
And they proved it tonight. They put that 6-game win streak to bed, and they took care of business on their home field. The Tigers win 59-29. Could not slow down that offense tonight.
Right.
Tell you what, though, that shows me Erath can score the ball, though.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Shows it.
Gives me an idea.
Yeah. St. Martinville just showed that they can put it on them.
You want some points scored?
Yeah,
It is
buddy.
your next team. It is Ascension Episcopal, the Blue Gators.
The Blue Gators, right.
66-38 tonight. You might give up a lot of points, but you ain't gonna outscore me, is what the Blue Gators said tonight.
Where's Alex at?
Yeah.
I remember you said something about they were going to be out-athleted, and I told you
Whew.
for them to... Was it last week they almost beat who? Southern Lab?
They lost to Southern Lab by 2.
By
Yeah.
2 points.
Them boys are good, bro.
My goodness. And guess who they play next week? Stay tuned for that. Your next game, it was Westgate and Turlings. Homecoming night for Turlings. This game was 3-0 for a while.
Right.
And then 9-0. And then a kickoff return for a touchdown changed the whole momentum in the game.
I wish they could show the highlight of one of the blocks they made.
Oh, we saw that.
Oh, my God.
It was unbelievable.
I don't know if it was the
Unbelievable.
kicker or somebody. He tried. He was by himself in Westgate when they returned it.
Uh-huh.
He had 3 blockers in front of him.
They just took him out.
It was. Whew.
Final score, Westgate gets their 6th win of the year, 33-26. Westgate could win this district.
Westgate
Yep,
made a
it's
statement.
possible.
They made a statement right here.
Not this,
Turlings-
yo. Turlins is on the downfall
Yeah,
right
Turlings,
now. Yo.
I don't know what's going
I don't
on.
know what's going on.
They had everything set for them to beat St. Thomas More, and it's like after that,
Look, Neil.
they've been going down.
Thanks, Neil.
You read that, Donald? Next game up, it is Holden's
Look at
team
Look at Neil.
right here. It is the Trash from General. It is the
Yeah.
General Trash football team, and this is one of Holden's favorite teams in the state right now.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you, bro.
Trying to be 8-0, but they would have to go to Mangum tonight, and that's
This was
not
a ball game.
easy environment to win in.
And that is my game of the night.
Ladies and
Lock it
gentlemen,
down.
this was an old-fashioned shootout.
Uh-huh.
The
Right.
defensive coordinators might not have a job on Monday.
Might not, because there was none.
Final score, General Trash 54, Mangum 46. Whew. What a win.
And I
Yeah.
won't say it's because the defenses are bad.
No.
It's just
That's just
because
the
Their
you're.
offense is so good.
Right.
And our, like Jordan don't know, I'm on General Trash hype train. I think that's a potential 2A state champion. Which yes, I know Voiles and Manny's in there, but y'all cannot sleep on General Trash. Their offense, they're gonna put up their numbers.
Well, you look on Double A. Look at the teams at the that are basically man.
I name you 4 right
yeah.
now. Manny, Avoyles, A-Meat, General Trash. That
Those
could be
4.
that could be your semifinals.
Semifinals.
Dude,
Right there.
you're
That
going
could be.
into people don't realize you went into Mangum. They
Right.
beat them.
Right.
That's not many people do that, bro. But
Your
that
next,
offense is scary. Man.
your next matchup, it would be the battle of the undefeated. So our only undefeated matchup tonight to cover. Lutcher with their high-powered offense, Edie White with their high-powered defense. What would happen when these two foes met on the gridiron? Well, let me tell you what happened. It shocked us. When we said Edie White's defense was the truth, we didn't expect Edie White to score 28. When we said Lutcher's offense was the truth, we didn't expect Lutcher to score 10. Final score, Edie White 28, Lutcher 10. Somebody make it make sense.
So right
Edie
now,
White could be a state championship
Right.
ball club.
I don't see De La Salle or nobody beating Edie White.
No.
And
Could be ULAB.
Yeah.
it could be ULAB,
Yeah.
but right now I am on the Edie White train, bro.
Well,
Who they beat? They beat somebody. They beat a big 5A school not long ago.
Well,
like, impressive.
I said this from the beginning. E.D. White has always been tough from way back. They went through a down year, but now it seems like they are clicking on all
Look, bro,
cylinders.
Edie White's
It's
the real
awesome.
deal. It's their offense that's good. Yeah, their defense
Yeah.
been balling too, Troy.
Yeah.
But
5 shutouts this year.
Yeah, they've been rocking. So
yeah,
keep it up. That's all we got to say.
they are the truth, y'all.
Excuse me.
Okay,
You
this
want
one.
this could be a potential winner of this game that could go make a run for the state title. Who would be
In
a
5A?
front runner in 5A after they got this one out of the way?
They were both 6-1.
Yeah. Alexandra Ruston. Good football here. Final score, Alexandra 23, Ruston 37. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruston is that team.
And I know the score is the Ruston kind of pulled ahead, but Alexandra was what score down or something. You're supposed to look at Division One. So this game was actually close, but Ruston, man, that running back that they got is the truth, bro.
Is he a junior or senior?
Not sure.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
not sure yet.
Wow.
Yeah. Nick, I told you this at work today. If Sacred Heart can beat OC next week, they will be the #1 team in the state going into the playoffs in Division 4.
Yeah,
I
most
told
definitely.
you this at work today.
Yeah, they will be.
Yeah.
Last
Actually, they will be.
last game, Big D.
Yeah,
Brother Martin and Karen Crow. Once again, prayers are to the quarterback for
Right.
Karen Crow.
yeah.
Final
yeah.
score 35-6. Brother Martin stays undefeated on the season. Other games I would like to mention: Oakdale beats Vinton tonight 42-41.
Dang.
That was a ball game.
That was a good game.
Also, Cedar Creek takes down Oak Grove tonight 13-9. Holly, you heard that
Man.
score?
13-9.
Cedar Creek takes down Oak Grove tonight 13-9. One more score to give. One more score to give, Big D. Wichita Parish beats West Monroe in double overtime 35-34.
Right.
Now that was a good score. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that one.
Hey.
How about you, Holden?
No, and
No.
that you know what's crazy? That game must have started early. It must have been fast because the double overtime was finished before we finished our Karen Crow game.
Right.
Wow.
It was. And
Yep.
that was
That was
crazy.
a lot of running.
Hey, Braden, Brother Martin is the truth. They have a very good. They run two quarterbacks. I think one of them is almost like a gadget player. They put him at receiver or something,
Right.
and then every now and he'll come in. They got athletes. Their receivers, the truth.
He started,
And then he went out
the
to
next
receiver.
play he went out as a receiver,
And
and then
wasn't he the one that
He's
was-
the one that scored?
Yes, number 7 is an athlete. Their running back's a beast, but their defense is legit.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, prayers to Karen Crow's quarterback. I think his name's Chance.
Caesar.
Caesar, yeah. But they were shutting them out.
Right.
So
Yeah. And you don't have better looking safeties than what we saw tonight.
Right.
God,
Fast. Let's move on real quick. Big D, I'll let you get the honor started. We're
All
gonna
right.
go games of the night in your opinion.
yeah, they are, Troy.
My game of the night.
How many you got?
I have 3 of them.
Okay. What's your
No,
3?
two game of the night. Game of the Union Parish over. Yeah, I got that right. Abbeville over Rayville, and Union Parish over Homer.
Okay. One
Yeah,
more.
that's it. That's all
Okay.
I got. Yeah.
Gary,
Bye.
games of the night.
Okay, I got one quick thing. Coach Chris from Karen Crow, my friend Mindy Barus told me you was watching, and he said, as you can tell, all of our helmets that we have up here,
display?
that are on display. We need a helmet to add to our show. So if you would be gracious enough to let us know, we would love to have a helmet and talk about you a lot.
Who said that?
Hell,
Miss Mindy said she had connections and she said you could hook us up.
I live streamed the Karen Crow
yeah,
State Championship
yeah,
last year illegally.
Yeah, we'll
Had
do a lot of
20,000
stuff.
views.
But we'd appreciate that. And Miss Mindy, thank you for having
Wait, the coach
letting us
reached
know
out
that
about a
coach is
helmet?
watching. My games of the week.
Games of the night.
Oh, games of the night. Of the night. I'm sorry, the weeknight.
Who
whatever.
played Monday?
Yeah. Basically, I would say, let's see, Iowa and West. Is it Westlake? Let's see.
Iowa over Westlake.
Yeah,
Game of the night.
Iowa over Westlake. Donaldsonville over Patterson. General Trask the game, and I have Sulphur and Barb. So I got a few of. I have a few of them that were all pretty doggone
Okay.
good.
Games of the night for myself would be General Trask over Mangum, 54-46. You just can't get better than that.
Right.
Iowa squeaking past Westlake in what looked like to be an outstanding game, 3-point win there. That's a game of the night. Sulphur over Barb after the bad
Right.
blood all week, 4-point win there. And I got to give it to Oakdale and Vinton.
Right. Yeah,
That
I
is a
did
game of
have
the
that
night.
now.
Congratulations, Coach Hickenbottom
Mikey.
over there. Mikey,
Offensive
42-41.
coordinator.
That's a game of the night, 42-41.
And I would like to mention, Mikey is one of my students from here from way back. He's one of my black belts that trained with me many years, and he decided to get into football, did real good at Louisiana College and all where he went, and now he's at Oakdale.
Holden, games of the night.
I had one, and you picked the team that you picked against tonight. General Trask.
General Trask is your game of the night. Good deal. All right, upsets of the night. Big D, start us off.
All right, upset Eunice over Tioga.
Okay. You got,
I'm
how
gonna
many
give.
you got?
I have two, but I'm gonna
Okay.
give them the shout out. Eunice, congratulations, Bobcats. Y'all took down Tioga, and I have Southside over Lafayette High.
Good deal. Went
Yes,
spoiled senior
yeah.
night over there at Lafayette.
Senior night got interrupted.
Gary, upsets of the night.
I got Kinder over DeQuincy, and I got Oberlin over Eastbo.
There you go, bro.
Kinder over DeQuincy and Oberlin over Eastbo.
Yeah.
Holden,
Yeah, we doing helmet stickers or upset?
Upsets.
Upsets.
All right, I just had two. I had Kinder over DeQuincy also, and I had Catholic Point Capee upsetting Westminster.
okay. And I have three. I got Brobridge over
You call that
Beauchamp.
upset.
Brobridge 3-win team beats a 5-win Beauchamp team.
Right.
We're gonna call it an upset.
Okay.
Here's your next upset: a Wichita Parish over West Monroe tonight
Yeah,
by
that's a
one
big
in
one.
double overtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's one that's an upset down because the records.
And
Yeah.
Cedar Creek over Oak Grove tonight. Anybody that beats Oak Grove,
Right.
that's an upset in my opinion.
At home.
At Oak Grove.
Right.
All right, helmet stickers. We have helmet stickers to give out. Let's go. I got three. How many y'all got?
I got three.
4.
I don't have any.
You ain't got no helmet
No.
stickers,
Nah, I'm
Big D?
just joking.
All right, go ahead, Big D.
Well, you back.
My
You're
helmet
hard attack.
stickers. My helmet stickers going out to. I'm gonna give it to Evolves.
Royals,
Number one, yeah.
another 50 piece.
Another
Right.
50 piece. We're going 50 piece on it.
Still remember when you picked Carol over
and
there?
and my yeah, can't let me forget. And Lorville. Lorville is still rolling. They are undefeated, the only undefeated team in this area. And they hung some pieces, 34 pieces on it. So that's my two helmet stickers right there, George.
Yes, sir. Gary?
I got three, and it's basically locals. I'll stick with locals this week. Sacred Heart, dominating the way that they've been doing. Southside, for putting it on Lafayette. Sorry, Miss Mindy. And Iota for doing a great job. So that's my three: Sacred Heart, Southside, and Iota.
There you go, bro. Yeah. Right.
Holden? Helmet stickers.
My 4, I'll give Kinder getting their second win against a good DeQuincy team. Westgate going on the road on Turlin's homecoming night
Right.
and
that was a good one.
dominating. General Trask, I'll give them a helmet sticker because that's one of my favorite teams in 2A. And look, I'm gonna give a helmet sticker to Edie White.
That's a good one.
Shut down freaking Lutcher.
Here's my helmet stickers of the night. I'm going to give one to Eunice. Eunice
Yeah.
Bobcats.
Yeah.
2 wins in a row.
Yeah.
Right.
Big win there for Eunice at home. Also,
That's 2 wins in a row for them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
my next helmet sticker will go to Acadiana, 76 piece.
Uh-huh.
I got to give it to the Wrecking
76.
Rams. They're clicking in district right now. And Kinder Yellow Jackets, you know how much love I have for you. You got my helmet sticker tonight for a big homecoming win tonight.
Tell you what, it would be a fast-paced, fast game. Acadiana versus Avoyles.
That
Oh, that'd be an awesome game. Oh, yeah.
That'd be it.
That game would be done in 30 minutes.
Here we go, Big D.
Uh-huh.
Starts heading into week 9.
Okay. You know, let's do this right here, Joe. I heard you say this before. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. You remember we stayed there in week 1? And look how these teams got started. Acadiana, Carencro, and all over. And now look how they finish it off, you know? I mean, even though Carencro lost this week, but look how they finish it.
Yeah, but look who they lost to.
Yeah, but they're powerhouses. So,
We got teams clicking at the right time.
Right.
yeah.
And some
yeah.
teams start off hot. That's clicking at the wrong time.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Garrett?
Yeah.
Thoughts
Uh,
of week 9.
I thought there
No,
was.
thoughts of heading into week 9.
Heading into week 9, basically, it's going to be, winding down to the district titles. I think you're going to have a lot more. You can probably see a lot more upsets, but you can also see now it's time for the nitty gritty. They're going to have to say like me, tighten up those cleats and
Yep.
get it on there and get ready to go because it's crunch time.
Yep.
Crunch time.
Hogan?
This is the time of year where you're going to see the teams that are supposed to win and make a deep run separate themselves from the others. So this is my last Wednesday show over here, so y'all going to only see me on Fridays now. But it's going to be good. This is where you're going to start seeing some teams really separate themselves.
Yeah, you got Catholic High, Baton Rouge. You have the Blue Gators separate themselves.
Oh, yeah.
You have Acadiana High. You know.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
Up next week, busy week for Under the Lights as we hit the road.
Yeah.
We got some road trips next week. Also, keep in mind, we have a local team going for a 5 straight state championship next Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out on them. You never know. We might get down to Tioga
Right.
next week to cover Birchman's Academy.
Yeah. I have a call in to Coach Garvey at
Dang.
Birchman Academy.
5 straight.
They play 8-man football at the Schools of the Sacred Heart Birchman Academy. And I didn't realize it, with COVID and everything, we kind of lose track of all that. I mean, I've worked with them at summer camps with our between the schools. They are getting ready to play for their 5th state championship
In a row.
in a row. 5th in a row. 8-man football. We've talked about
Right
it
here in
with Keith.
Opelousas.
Actually Sunset, Krankato,
Sunset,
if you
right.
want to.
They play their games here.
St. Landry Parish, they play their games right down the street at Donald Gordon Stadium. I'm going to tell you right now,
If we can get down there next Saturday
next
to live
Saturday,
stream that state championship,
if
we will.
we can, I've got to call into the coach, and I'm hoping that he allows us to do that because that is, so exciting. And I hate to say this, they haven't been covered. They haven't been covered a lot. And they're part of our program just like all of these other high school kids.
Yeah.
We're going to try to start covering them more because, man, I'm going to tell you want to talk about good people and successful people. Positive, working with these kids. And I'll be honest with you, I think they're going to really do a good job.
They're gonna run at it.
5 in a row.
Win
5 in
well.
a row. And after that, they're going to say like me, after they do that, they go get ready for the 6th, and they keep on going. But how many teams, we talked about this before, how many teams have made a 5-peat?
One.
1.
And you got one going for it this year.
Yes. So you got one that may be crowned next Saturday to tie, Mr. John Curtis. And, hopefully we'll have another one with LCA.
Yeah.
So, state championships are not easy.
All right, let's take a glimpse into the future of Week 9. Some notable games next week that the panel will have the chance to pick. Lake Charles College Prep versus Iowa next week. That should be
That
fun.
should be a good game.
That should be.
That
an
should
awesome
be
game.
fun next week. OC and Sacred Heart next week.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Here it
Are
is.
y'all going there?
We'll see in Sacred Heart.
Archbishop Rummel and John Curtis next week. Bird and Captain Shreve next week. And final one, Laurelville and Ascension Episcopal next week. Whew.
Wow.
I tell you what, that's a team that could knock off an undefeated team right there.
Yes.
Philadelphia, huh?
And I'll tell
You
you
could
what,
see potentially 2 undefeateds go down next week with Iowa and Laurelville. It's going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to the panel.
Yes.
Thank you to our guests in the crowd, Miss Cookie and Miss Holly and little baby Aspen. And just want to say thank you everyone who supports us, who is there every week in the shows, in the comments, who watches the football games. And anyone who has a part in this, thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. It has been a pleasure. Week 8 is done. We're shifting gears. We're heading into week 9. Enjoy your
Already,
weekend,
man.
fellas.
Already.
Enjoy your weekend. We will see you next Wednesday night for week 9 picks. From myself, from Mr. Donald, from Mr. Gary, from Mr. Holden, we wish you farewell. This guy only had 6 losses this week, so he's going to be crowned the winner. But we will see you again from,
I got lucky.
yeah,
Yeah, you've been blessed. Yeah.
from myself and the rest of the panel.
Congratulations,
Have a
man.
good
Congratulations.
weekend, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Nick, don't get too
Yeah.
drunk over that win tonight.